Here we are in section 3.3 exercises part C, reviewing for exam 3. Number 11 through number 16. We'll start with number 11. 84 is 6 more than 13 times a number. What is the number? Oh, we're looking for a number. We're going to be doing algebra. Let's put an n or an x here if you want. Let's see if we can translate this and get an equation. 84 is 6 more than, that's a plus sign, 13 times a number. So that's timesing by n. Hey, this is an equation. We made it. We're in happy math land. We know how to solve these. Let's put it over here. 84 equals 6 plus 13n. Well, we've got to get rid of that 6 from both sides. So we have 78 equals 13n. And divide by 13, divide by 13, n equals 6. That's the number. Let's check our answer. And there it is. Our number is 6. Good. Number 12. Two numbers add to 438, and the first is 72 bigger than the second. What are the two numbers? Now we're looking for two numbers, so we need two variables. Let's try an x and a y. Now here it gives us an equation. Two numbers add to 438. So it says x plus y equals 438. But we can't solve that for x or for y. We don't have enough information. So we look to the problem and find some more. It says the first, that's our x is 72 bigger than, that's a plus sign, the second. Well, it tells us everything we need to know about x, that it's really 72 plus y. So let's write what we have over here. The x is really 72 plus y, and then we take that plus y equals 438. Hey, we're happy again. This is an equation we can solve. 72 plus, combining those two y's together, equals 438. Subtract off the 72, and we get 2y equals 438 minus 72. I might need a calculator for that one. 438 minus 72 equals 366. And then last step, divide by 2, divide by 2. And we get 366 divided by 2 in the calculator is 183. So y is 183. So that's one of the numbers, but it asks for what both of them are. So if we take this 183 and stick it right here for y, we know that the first x is 72 bigger than 183. So we take 183 plus the 72, say 72 bigger than that will give us 255. So x is 255. And let's check our answers. 255 and 183. That's correct. Number 13 says find the area of the shaded region. And it looks like we have a rectangle with a circle cut out of it. And that's exactly how we're going to do it. We're going to find the area of the rectangle and then cut out the area that has the circle. So the area of the rectangle, all of it right here, is 6 by 14, and the formula is length times width. So 6 times 14 will give us 84. That'll be 84 inches squared, and let's cut out the circle. Now the formula for the area of a circle is pi r squared. So let's do this. Pi r squared. Well, we know that the height is 6. Well, halfway up then is a 3. So to get this one, we need to use pi r squared with r equal to 3. Pi times 3 squared. And that'll give us our answer. 84, let's plug this in the calculator. 84, that's the whole rectangle. Take out the circle, which is pi times 3 squared, equals, and we get 55.725, so 73, 55.73, and this is in inches squared because we're trying to find the area. Let's double check that answer. 55.73 inches squared, indeed. Number 14. If a rectangle's length is 5 more than 4 times the width, and the perimeter is 180, what are the dimensions? So we have a rectangle, and we're going to use formula for perimeter, which is perimeter equals 2 length plus 2 width. We better draw out what the information tells us. We have the width here, and it says that the length is, what is that length? It is 5 more than 4 times the width. Well, that gives us enough information here to plug this in for the length and put the 180 in for the perimeter. So we have 180 equals 2 times that length, which is 5 more than 4 times the width, plus 2 of just the normal width. Hey, look at that. That's an equation. We know how to solve it. Let's write it up here all together. 180 equals, if we jump the 2 in, we get 10 plus 8w plus that 2w. So just transferring that equation up here while jumping in the 2. That's 180 equals 10 plus 10w. Subtract 10 from both sides, and we get 170 equals 10w. Divide by 10 to get w by itself, and we now have w equals 17. Well, that's half of the answer. It asks for the dimensions of the rectangle. So w equals 17. We now have to stick that back in. Let's take that guy right there and plug him in right there. 5 plus 4 times 17. 5 plus 4 times 17 equals 73. So we actually get that the length now is 73. And we are in millimeters. So millimeters. Good. Let's go and double check that. We get 73 millimeters for the length, and the width is 17 millimeters. Correct. Okay, number 15. Find the missing variable for the rectangle. Looks like we're going to use the perimeter formula again. So the one we used up here, we would have 78.3 equals 2 times the length plus 2 times the width that is given to us as 17.2. Multiply that out, we have 78.3 equals 2L plus 34.4. Can we solve this? Yeah, we know how to solve this. Subtract 34.4 off of both sides. Oh, we may need that calculator a little bit. 78.3 subtract off 34.4 equals 43.9. So we get 2L equals 43.9. Now, how do we get that L by itself? Well, we divide off that 2. It's timesing there, so that'll allow us to get L by itself. So we get L equals 43.9 divided by 2 equals 21.95. And let me see, the perimeter was in feet, the width is in feet, so this will be in feet, not feet squared or anything weird, because we're not doing an area. Number 16. Find the missing variable for a cylinder. All right, we need to look up the formula for a cylinder. I think we have that SA equals 2 pi RH plus 2 pi r squared. And sometimes it's written as 2 pi r squared plus 2 pi RH, but either way, we'll get the same thing. So we know the surface area is 453.9. 453.9. The radius is 7, so this is 2 times pi times 7 times h plus 2 times pi times 7 squared. Let's simplify what we can here. 453.9 equals 14 pi h plus 98 pi. Is that right? 7 times 7 is 49 times 2 is 98. Okay, so you could punch these into the calculator if you want to, but I think we can do it and then punch it all in at the end if we'd like. So, well, the h's are all together. That's what we're solving for. So let's just get rid of the addition subtraction. So subtract 98 pi from both sides, minus 98 pi, and we're left with 453.9 minus 98 pi. We'll do that in the calculator at the end, equals 14 pi times h. How do we get h by itself? Well, we divide off that 14 pi. Yeah, divide off that 14 pi, and we now have, that's what h equals. Let's punch that thing in our calculator. Move it up a little bit so we can see it. We get 453.9 minus 98 times pi. Better hit equals. That's the whole top button, 146.0.02. That's the whole top of the fraction. Divided by, now I'm going to put parentheses in here, 14 times pi. Why do we put parentheses there? To make sure we're dividing by the 14 timesing the pi, all on the bottom, and that's 14 times pi. So we now have the top thing divided by that equals 3.32. And we must be in inches. For 7 inches, height is in inches, 3.32 inches. Let's double check our answer. There's 15, 21.95 feet, and 16, 3.32 inches. Good.